Hello students, today's video is about different types of evidence in geometry and how and when to claim them. The purpose of this video is to learn how to gather evidence that help us write a proof in geometry. We are going to focus on the evidence that are related to equal sides or equal angles, because to prove that two triangles are congruent, we need to gather or find three evidence about equal corresponding sides or angles. Like we did in our previous video, we learned that to prove that two triangles are congruent, we need to prove that they have one equal side included between two equal angles. Three evidence are needed. So dear students, follow all the information given in this video carefully in order to be easier for you to gather the three needed evidence when you start solving the exercises of congruent triangles chapter. We have three types of evidence. 1. Straightforward evidence. 2. Evidence claimed from geometric properties. 3. Evidence that requires geometric analysis and a work strategy. First type of evidence, straightforward evidence. It means an evidence or given information that is direct, obvious, and very easy to find. This evidence can be given in three forms. Form A, a written text inside the exercise. B, given codes placed on a figure. C, given measurements of segments or angles that are written in a text or placed on a figure. Very important remarks before we start with the examples. In all the examples that I will show you in this video, I will be using the expression claim and evidence. This expression means, do I have the right to use this evidence? Now, before we solve the examples, I want you to pause the video, solve each example on your own, then see the solution. Part A, straightforward evidence written in the form of a text inside the exercise. In all the following examples, find and claim all the possible evidence and state right the reason. Example 1. In this adjacent figure, we have BC equals QR. So we have these two triangles, ABC and QPR. This is the only information written in the text, the only evidence given. Solution, we have BC equals QR. So now let's write this evidence, BC equals QR, and then state right the reason. How did I know? Because it's given. Example 2. In this adjacent figure, we have AC equals PR and angle ACB equals angle PRQ. So AC equals PR and angle of vertex C equals angle of vertex R. Solution. So here we can claim only two evidence that are straightforward, very easy to find because they are written in the text. AC equals PR, reason given. ACB equals PRQ, also the reason is given. So remark, I should only believe the given. I should only believe the information that are given inside the exercise or on the figure. I cannot claim an evidence that visually looks equal in a figure. For example, sides AB and PQ, they look equal, but do I have the right to claim this evidence? Is there anything mentioned in the text about these two sides? No. Do we have same code on both sides? No. So this evidence cannot be claimed. In conclusion, in both examples, the evidence that I claimed were straightforward, written inside the text, and very easy to find. And when I claim a straightforward evidence, when I write the reason, it should be always given. Now part B, straightforward evidence in the form of given codes placed on a figure. Example, refer to the figure, find and claim all the possible evidence and write the reason. Here in this exercise, the information are not written inside the text. The straightforward evidence are given in the figure in the form of codes. So solution, here we notice that JL and SR have same code, so they are equal, and the reason it's given. And angle KJL of vertex J and angle SRT of vertex R, they are equal, and the reason is also given. When we have same code on two angles or on two sides, the reason is given. We don't write given codes, just given. Now, part C, straightforward evidence in the form of given measurements. Example, in this adjacent figure, we have AC equals SU equals 6.5 centimeters. So these two sides are equal. Claim all the possible evidence and write the reason. Solution. So first evidence that we can claim here, by looking at the two sides AB and TS, it's written 3 centimeters on both. It's given measurement on the figure. It's straightforward. AB equals TS. The reason is given. We have also AC equals SU equals 6.5 centimeters. It's an information written inside the text. It's also given. And we have angle ABC equals angle STU equals 110 degrees. We can tell from the codes and also from the measurement. It's also given. Remark, we cannot measure sides or angles and use it as an evidence. For example, I cannot measure BC and TU to see if they are equal and claim this evidence. The same for angles ACB and TUS. I cannot measure them and check if they are equal, then claim this evidence. So I cannot claim an evidence that I have no information about. Second remark, straightforward evidence can be also given as a combination of texts, codes, or measurements. In this example, we have straightforward evidence that are written in the text. We have also measurements, we have codes, and we have also measurements on the figure. It can be a combination of all in the same exercise. Now let's continue with the second type of evidence, evidence claimed from geometric properties. It means an evidence that depends on geometric rules, properties, or theorems. When I say theorem, it means a mathematical fact or truth proved by the mathematicians and that I have the right to use or claim, that you learned in previous chapters or in earlier years. The more you know or memorize these properties, the stronger or easier your capability to see, deduce, or note them will be in order to use the evidence that they present in a proof. So don't worry, because we are going to remember the most important properties or theorems or rules that you learned from grade 4 till grade 7 in order to use them in chapter 11. But you will wait until the next video because this video has ended, part 1 has ended, and see you in part 2.